This is Wake Up with Q. Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all. This is Wake Up with Q. Um, I'm gonna get back to doing borders and doing what I told y'all that I was gonna do. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I woke up great, excellent. And your girl's doing really good. Today I'm actually changing cell phone companies. I'm currently with Boost Mobile and I'm going back home to T-Mobile. I haven't been with T-Mobile in years. Only reason why is because I need my phone for like work and stuff. And T-Mobile offered me like a really good deal. This is a Motorola Edge. I like the newer design. This is a 2025, so it's only a year old. It's not this curvy design like the one that I have right now. The one I have is a 2023 Motorola Edge. Which is it's fine, it's cool, but I got it as a free phone. At this point, your girl is balling on a budget, and plus T-Mobile offered me more free stuff, which I'm only paying for the services, like the Samsung Galaxy Watch 8. I'm only paying $10 for that service, and for my I'm only paying 69 well $69 because I put insurance on it. Um we're moving to positivity this morning. Um I'm still packing up this apartment. Regardless, we still have until the end of this month that I am moving. Okay. Um I want y'all to realize something. This is just in life. In life, we are filled with adversity. Okay. In life, things are going to happen that shouldn't happen, but they do. Okay. That's just life. That's just my life. That's just our life. But also look at the positive part. By me moving back home, I'm able to save money, learn how to drive, get all my credentials. Um, for drivers, for me to learn how to drive. And then at the same time, I'm able to get a car. Um, that's the positive thing in this whole entire thing. I'm able to get back on track with my diet, not really stressed. Um, and I'm surrounding myself with people who actually do get it. Like they know what I'm going through. And that includes my family. I'm just focusing on myself and then what's next. And I want to give a big shout out to my account manager because regardless, like he's like, you know, you got this, right? And I said, yeah, I know. He's like, so good morning, Cindy. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Um, I just want to let y'all know if I got it, you got it. So keep up the good work. Keep striving to do better in life. I might look at going to college because I do want to, as I'm working full time, I do want to go more into being a security guard. I would like to have a degree behind it. Um, so I can let my account manager know, hey, I'm going to college for security as well. I want those certificates. I want the experience, but I also do want the certificate. Do you sign this petition? I'm not signing any petition to free the diddler. To be honest with y'all, I don't even like Diddy. I never liked Diddy. The diddler can stay where the diddler is. Um, I like Tupac. I like Biggie. And if it wasn't for Biggie, the diddler would have been nothing because Diddy is not street. He ain't nothing. Let's be honest. Okay. Um, do you want to know why Biggie's not around? Let's be honest. It was Tupac who died first, then it was Biggie. Okay. Uh, Diddy put out multiple hits on Tupac, and then when he was done with Tupac, then he put out a hit on Biggie. Mind you, there is another woman who I really just don't care about. I mean, she can sing, but it's the way how she married Biggie. They got married within like a week, and that's Faith Evans. Um, y'all need to go for the ones who. What do you think about the? I have no comments on this, to be honest with you. Um, I don't. I'll tell you what I think about um other stuff like politics. Hold on. If y'all want to talk politics, this is also a politic channel, just not all reality TV. Um, I want Texas to stay Texas. I want my home state that I live in to be happy that that Sharia law is banned. Um, because at least people here in Texas and other states like other red, other Republican states, okay, and then some Democratic states, they're aware of what's going on. Um, and in other countries, they have experienced this firsthand because you know, the Somalis have taken over Europe and all different parts of Europe. Um, Denmark has now banned any facial wear as far as the Muslims covering up their face. Their strict thing is either you adapt or you go home. Um, that's just the thing. But we're gonna talk about my. It's not theory. It's factual. People like to say that well somebody handled Aaliyah. Yeah, we all know who did that. Too, there's blood on people's hands. Um, we gonna talk about that too. Um, right now, y'all, I just want my energy, your energy to kind of match. And right now, my energy isn't even about talking negative right now. It's just I want you to do better for you. It's okay if you have to move back home with your parents. Um, one of my coworkers, who I consider one of my friends, she's like, "Girl, it's okay if you have to move back home with your parents." I had to do the same thing. It's like, girl, but it's like you really don't want to, but when you can't afford something, then you really can't stay. Right now, I cannot afford a two-bedroom apartment. Um, and I'm okay with that. Eventually, I'll have enough money saved up to get either another apartment or an RV. So, give and take. Um, I want to stay with my parents for like a good year to 2 years. Still making payments on this apartment because I want it paid off. Send them $100 every 2 weeks. Or tell them, hey, have it on automatic payment. I'll send y'all $100 every 2 weeks, and do it that way because I'm planning on opening up a savings. Once that's taken care of, I can either choose to come back over here to this apartment, which my stuff is staying in Baytown. The reason why it's staying in Baytown because I have not yet decided if I'm going to, when I do get an apartment or a house or RV or whatever, if I'm going to stay in Baytown or if I'm going to move out there to LaPorte or somewhere in Pasadena like Fremont. Um that's another reason why I want to go to school for security. So I have the degrees behind it. Um and then I can look at going doing courses for like armed guards, uh, which is even better. Um understand this, if you work hard, then you'll go hard. The only thing that I'm doing is I'm taking off next Monday because I really want to focus on getting everything ready for these movers that I will hire to come pack up the apartment and move it. Everything is going. Nothing is being left behind. And I'm fine. Am I happy about this move? Yeah. Um it's about time that I'm around my parents and I'm around my family. That's the thing. I haven't seen my family as a whole. It feels like it's been a year, you know? I'm doing a lot of healing within inside myself. I have a friend that he's like, hey, we're going at whatever pace we're at. And I appreciate him because like I told him, when I'm with him, my heart feels home. There isn't any chaos. We're not arguing. He's like, that's the way how it should be. He's like, I'm not gonna pursue anything until you're ready. He's like, baby, he's like, from what everything you told me that this person put you through, I could never. And I appreciate that. Um, I think that was the other part of me trying to move on. So yeah, everything in this apartment is mine. It belongs to me. The Xbox belongs to me. Whenever I do decide to get another game console, I will. And then that game console also does belong to me. I'm the most loving, caring person in the world. But God has given me responsibility that I've yearned for. and I'm finally able to get it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. So for me to be able to still go out there and go get it tells me something. Um, tells me that whatever I want, God's gonna give it to me. But I have to put in the work for it. So if I have to put in the work for it, that means y'all gotta put in the work for it. This is what I am gonna say, and we're gonna go into politics in this real quick. I feel that if a single person is working, then the only assistance that they need to receive is food stamps and healthcare. Because why would you get on Social Security when Social Security will probably only give you like $24? Yes, I have epileptic seizures. I take medicine for that. Um, but I feel like that if a person with epileptic seizures can work, and the epileptic seizures is controlled by medicine, then you should be fine. But not every epileptic seizure, y'all, understand this, can be controlled by medicine, so it becomes critical. So then I understand when you have to receive disability. I'm fine with that. But I feel like that if you have epileptic seizures and you're kind of like me, I've had them ever since I was a kid, but your parents and God has provided you with all this medicine to take and it's working, don't stop taking it. But you should still be able to find the confidence to say, hey, I don't want a monthly check. I want to get paid bi-weekly, 2 times. That money adds up. I feel like that if you suffer from mental health, that the only thing our government should supply you with, and I'm not saying all mental health, I'm just saying some mental health. Like if you suffer with depression, anxiety, and stuff like that, and you're able to work, our government should only have to supply us with food stamps and um healthcare. And not even that. We can minus out the food stamps and just say healthcare. Because the United States, our healthcare system, that's the part that needs to be worked on. United Healthcare. Y'all don't need to raise up your premium payments. Y'all just need to go right ahead and just pay out. Because there are some people like me who I've made it clear now. And I'm making it clear on this channel. I don't want no kids. I don't want to have my own kids. I already know that I would be a great mom, but I don't want to go through the pain. And then even me and my friend were talking about that, and he's like, we do decide to be together. Do you want kids? Hell no. I don't want kids. What I want to do is I want to be able to sit back and retire one of these days. And this is the age limit that I want to retire at, okay, y'all? I want to retire at the age of 300 years old, okay? If I can live past 300 years old, and I'm talking about Jedi terms, then right there is a great retirement. I'm only 31. Been at this job for 10 months. April will be right around the corner. And come April, that's a year in this game. Um, I personally want to retire at the age of 300 years old. I want to be the longest living grandchild who surpasses even her sister. Okay? My sister just turned 33, January 3rd. Um, Even my sister makes it to be 301. And at 300, and God willing, I still got the mobility to keep it going and security. That's exactly what I'm going to do. All right. I ain't got to retire right then and there. I can retire when I'm 1,000 years old. But once the hundreds start kicking in, I ain't never retiring. Why? If I'm still able to stay mobile, why would I retire? That leads back to I believe that our government needs to look out. The ones who need to be receiving government benefits should be the parents who have children with ADHD, children with Down syndrome, and adults with Down syndrome. Anyone who has autism, which I'm gonna let y'all know in Canada, I looked this up in Canada. Their healthcare for children with different disabilities and adults with different disabilities are the highmost ranking. So Canada with supporting adults and children with disabilities outranks us. It just does. Um, so to Mr. Trump, I'm gonna need you to um find out what they doing or let us do it better. Um, I'm gonna need the state of Texas to bring back special ed. I'm gonna need all 50 states to bring back special ed. The reason why is because these kids these days, their parents ain't doing what our parents used to do. Okay. Um, our parents used to get us the workbooks. Go down there to the teacher supply store, get the workbooks on every curricular activity that was going to be taught that year. I hate to say only about a good half of the United States is actually doing that. The other half is allowing video games and a TV to babysit. The only time TV got to babysit me, but my grandma and my mom and my grandpa was still there watching me and my sister, was when we went out of state, um, and the adults were in the kitchen. Put to you like this: the ladies, you know the old saying, the women do the kitchen work and the men do the work outside, right? Okay. Anytime that we went to either Mississippi, Dallas, or Detroit, but we would stay at my grandparents' old house and they could see exactly what we were doing. That's the only time the TV babysitted us. Other than that, we had times to when inside my family, the TV got turned off. Quiet time. Read a book. Do schoolwork. Um, Go over different things. Not every parent has that time to do it. So these IEPs and AEPs and all these other Ps that go in for schooling, we need to bring that stuff back. Okay. There's nothing wrong with putting your child in a fundamental classroom. I was in one. And the reason why was because simple. I had ADHD and I had ADD. But as I got older, I was able to sit my butt down. And also I was taking Adderall and Zoloft, and that stuff really don't do anything. I had to break it to y'all. To where I weaned my own self off that, and then my sister did the same thing. Because in some students, you grow up out of it. I just grew up out of it. I was never addicted to it because my mom would not give it to me and my sister every day. That Adderall Zoloft mess, y'all, my mom's like, nope. I'm gonna give it to them when I feel like that they need it, but they don't need it every day to be dependent on it. My mother herself is a nurse, and she knew about that. So no, it wasn't like every day. Um, my mom's like, these girls can think on their own. And if they bust get in trouble, then they bust get in trouble. And then I'ma just unfortunately in this generation y'all can't do it, but it's called tear that ass up. Tear that ass up. Get at that table and we gonna redo this stuff and you gonna retake that test and that's gonna be it. There are ways for students to make up a test. There are ways for them to, if they got a zero, to bring it up to at least a D. It's just the teachers these days, they sick and tired of half your kids because y'all don't raise your kids. Y'all let Roblox, which which I've seen TikTokers say, a lot of parents use Roblox to raise their kids. My cousins used to play on Roblox, but then my uncle, my auntie told him like, yeah, you're not playing on it anymore. I've never been on Roblox. Uh, these kids these days, they need to be outdoors, outside, because if they were outside and getting some fresh air that's been given to us through God, their heads and their minds would be right. Okay? Let me see what needs on. I don't even have that mark anymore. I was about to show you my scab, but I don't even have that. When I was first learning how to ride a bike, I fell, I cried. The neighbor up the street wound up bringing back my bike, and my grandma bandaged it up, cleaned it up, and all that stuff. And she's like, "Sweetheart, you just gonna have to cry this out, because if you're gonna ride your bike, you gonna have to fall down sometimes." Um, and my grandpa's like, "Where are the knee pads at? She needed her knee pads." And my bless my grandfather's heart, he didn't want me and my sister to have no scars on us. And my grandma, my mom said, "How do you think our kids learn how to ride a bike? They fell down off their bikes and they're just fine. They are just fine." I feel like that these schools need to bring back IEPs and parents needs to not give their children touchscreen phones like how I'm on right now. They need to give them a flip phone. It's called teaching your kids how to appreciate the things that they already have. Um, I feel like that we are so behind in this world. That's just why when you read in the Bible, for all my Christians, where my Christians at, if you read in the Bible says what's going to happen is nations against nations, right? We're seeing that every day. Nations against nations. We have the Somalians, the Islams, the Muslims. We got all of them religions and many more religions that are battling out with each other. But the true battle and the person who's going to win all these battles is Jesus Christ, because he's going to sit on the throne as king. Um, so as I'm talking about different topics, y'all, we ain't even really talking. I'm just running my mouth. I want y'all to think about that. I'm gonna tell you something. The first phone I ever had, I think, was called like a Hawaiian phone or something like that. Can't think of the name, but it started with, it sounded like Hawaiian. Okay. The other phone that I got when I was a kid, I always had Motorola phones. Before I got an iPhone when I was 18. And I wanted sticking with Apple for a while. I switched over from Apple last year. Yeah, last year because my iPhone 12 broke and I refused to get the screen fixed and the back of it fixed because I heard they was going to run me a whopping 200 and some odd dollars. And I wasn't doing that. There's nothing wrong with getting your kid a Motorola phone. Okay? Nothing wrong with getting them the old school flip phone. Which nowadays they say no, it's just the off brand phone, it flips. Uh Look here, a phone is a phone. At work, y'all, we have a phone, but it's not a touchscreen phone. It's a flip phone. Um, and what you do is the number for calling in and out is already on there, and you push the green button and it dials it up for you. You put in your employee number and you push whatever number to clock in and whatever number to clock out. That's what you do. T-Mobile's like, if you want one of those phones, we can get you one of those, but like I don't think it's gonna be basic for you when you're working. I'm like, okay, cool. And I said, hey, T-Mobile, if I just wanted just a flip phone, like, could I just get one? They're like, yeah, you could. We can add that onto your line to where you have like two phones. So later on, it's not gonna be right now. I'm going to add on another line. Um, and that's just because if I'm somewhere and I don't really have connection, like I can use my flip phone. Um, I know that I think it's Google or it's Straight Talk. So where if you get a Barbie phone, like you get a year of service for free. Think I might look into that. But yeah, I just want everybody like to understand like number one, I'm safe. Like I'm safe. Two, where I'm at mentally and where I'm going in life is going to be good for me. Um, Eventually I do want to move out of state. Like I don't want to move out of state right now, but like in the next, like 15, 16 years, I would like to move out of state. Okay. Where to, don't know. Um, and the reason why I say that is because I love Texas to death, but I feel like that if I traveled um more, kind of like to see like would I like staying there? Cause you never go somewhere and you're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stay here just for a year and then I'm just gonna pack it up. Yeah, not with the stuff that I'm packing up in the U-Haul. Not the stuff that I'm having the movers pack up in the U-Haul. I'm not moving all that. What I am going to move is hold on. What I am going to move is what is beneficial. And to be honest, putting this stuff up in storage for me right now is actually going to help me because I am going to be a minimalist. I don't need a bunch of stuff, just clothes and food and a paycheck. Some of y'all might be like, girl, why don't you just go move into a motel? I'm not living in a motel. That costs money. Um, that does cost money. Um, and I'm not trying to do all that. I want all of y'all like to just think for a minute. Everything I like mentioned, and I'm talking about even the diddler. Um, a lot of people are gonna be like, well, how do you feel about Clyde Davis? Do you feel like that Clyde Davis got rid of Whitney Houston? No. Why would you get rid of one of your most highest paying artists? Um, I have more theories when it gets down to Michael Jackson than I do so far Clyde Davis. The reason why is because Michael Jackson himself owned the Beatles records. Sony wanted that. And also also Michael Jackson owned half of Sony records. Let's make that clear. So it made it hard for Clyde to actually get a hold of some stuff. Um, we all know the doctor, I forget his name, who is, you know, supposed to be accused of killing Michael Jackson. I think that somebody in the end game, and I'm not putting this on Clyde Davis, somebody in the end game, someone who doesn't have enough power, hired the doctor and made him overly do the medicine and actually murdered Michael Jackson. And you're talking to somebody who's a big Michael Jackson fan. I want y'all to go listen to what's her name? Um, Jagger Wright. Go listen to her. Jagger Wright, she ain't lying. And people think that she crazy. She not. She not crazy at all. Um, she's not crazy when she talks about Clyde Davis. Yeah, I look at it like this. Even if Whitney Houston was living right now, and I'm a big Whitney Houston fan as well. Um, the only person that I feel like who knows what really happened to Whitney Houston is Brandy Norwood and Ray J. Because there is a video, and I remember this video, and I remember watching the interview that Whitney handed something to Brandy Norwood. And I want y'all to go look this up. Whitney saying that someone tried to kill her. Someone tried to kill her. Why would you want to kill off the artist who's making you multi-millions? Why? Why would you want to kill off an artist who, yes, she has a problem. And this right here wasn't the first time that anybody heard about Whitney's drug problem. This right here wasn't the first time that anybody heard about Whitney Houston having an alcohol problem. And do I believe that Clyde Davis tried to get her help? Yes, multiple times. Because Whitney looked at Clyde Davis as being a father figure. I believe that Whitney Houston met Kevin Costner sooner, she wouldn't have been with Bobby. I don't know if y'all know this, but since Whitney's passing, Kevin Costner himself really hasn't been himself. Like his marriage with his wife, they're divorced. So when people are putting glimpse with him crying and Whitney Houston there, they're not doing that for clickbait. They're doing that because they know that in his hearts of hearts, he wished that Whitney would have reached out to him. He wished that he was there to save her, like in the movie Bodyguard. He wished that he could have protected her from whatever it was. Because in his hearts of hearts, he knows this. If he was there, Whitney would still be here. He wishes that he could have been there for her daughter, Bobby Christina. Which I realize, I'm going to tell you this. Bobby Christina was born in 1993. My sister and Bobby Christina were the same age. You understand? Same age. If Bobby Christina was still living right now, she would be 33 years old. But I say they killed her off real fast. They killed her off real fast. But I don't know if y'all paid attention. The person who lived throughout all of them was CC Houston. So I want y'all to think about that. When y'all think about Whitney, think about that. And sometimes I wonder if the letter had to pertain with CC Houston. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there's an anger on here. Uh, but no, that's not an anger on here. There's a pimple. Hate that. Anyway, I want y'all to think about that. When y'all think about Aaliyah, I want y'all to think about Diddler and Jay-Z because Beyonce back then was only doing good because she was with Destiny's Childs. She could sing, but she wasn't singing like no Aaliyah hits. Okay? She wasn't singing like that. Then I also want y'all to think about Lisa Left by Lopez from TLC. Think about that as well. How is it that everybody else during that accident, during that car crash, survived except Lisa Left by Lopez? Y'all think about that. A lot of people want to say, well, Clyde had something to do behind that. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think Clyde Davis would have put that on his hands because once they wanted their release and they went and they got that gang of sisters and tore up the office and everything, I don't think he would. I don't think he wanted to mess with that. All right, I want y'all to think about the R&B singers, and I want y'all to think about the rock and roll singers, like the ones who we no longer have. I want y'all to also think about this. Aaron Carter, R.I.P. to Aaron Carter. He didn't die until he did that interview. After he did that interview, debunking that Michael Jackson ever messed with him or anyone, the next thing we know, within the next couple of weeks, he's dead. And from my understanding, they're looking at putting his mother underneath investigation because they think that she had something to do with it. Understand the only two Carters that are living is Nick and then Aaron Carter's and then their sister, Aaron Carter's twin sister. The only two that are living. The rest of them are not here. So we're going to point blame. Where are we really going to point it at? And y'all gotta lay up off my girl Britney Spears, talking about, oh, she's out of control, she's this and that. Understand that Britney Spears is still recovering from being underneath the conservatorship. They were pumping drugs into her body, making her have abortions, making her take birth control that she didn't want. At one point in time when she was married to her other husband, she was pregnant, but she's not pregnant anymore. Um, think about that. These are we all shed let me say this. We all shed red blood. Our blood when there's no oxygen to the blood, that actually means when our blood is not shedding. Our blood is still all the same color, it's still blue. It's still blue. It's not until they stick a needle and subtract blood out of you, which causes oxygen to flow, for it to actually shed red. We have so many artists like Selena who isn't here. Multiple different artists. And everybody wants to put everything on Clyde Davis, and Clyde Davis hasn't yet been charged with anything. Suge Knight has been charged for the murder of Tupac Shakur. But even Suge Knight told the judge it was Diddy who hired him. Diddy hired him and some other dudes. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Tupac and what Tupac was gonna do. And y'all go do your research. Tupac was about to grab Biggie, one of the toppest artists. He was gonna grab Busta Rhymes and a couple other big time rappers like Nas, okay, Snoop Dogg, okay, Dr. Dre, and all of them, and Ice Cube. And his plan, his goal, was to basically do a big music thing, okay? They're going to together open up their own music production. And you know who wasn't down for that? Diddler, Diddy. You wanna know who wasn't down for that? Jay-Z. Because if you compare Jay-Z to Tupac, Jay-Z ain't shit. I hate to break it to y'all. Jay-Z don't have what Tupac has. Just pay attention. But if you would have put Jay-Z and Tupac in the studio together, think about this. You would have something big. You would have a master plan. See, I know my music history, and you're talking to someone who knows things. Okay, this all was a money grab. It all was a money grab. So you have to take out the two, which they think, and they're right, the two most powerful artists out of this world, so that they can be able to pop, pop. And they had to take out a couple more artists like Aaliyah. Okay, I want to say this. Do I believe that Diddy had something to do with Kim Porter? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I'm gonna cover all these topics on a different live because these are just my theories and my factors. Politic wise, we want to get back to that too. Um, I'm gonna have different shows, y'all. Cause I'm gonna try to end this, cause I got an Uber down there to T-Mobile to activate this stuff. And to switch from Boost Mobile to T-Mobile. Um, we're gonna have different shows. We're gonna have After Dark with Q. After Dark with me is gonna hit as soon as I get off of work. But I want to have my own what do you call that? AI generated like what do you call it? Icon thing. So we're like you can't see me. Okay. After Dark with me is going to be something for adults, which means I'm gonna age restricted. And I'm gonna find out how I can do that on Restream. Um, or before I start, it's gonna have up, age restriction. The reason why is because I'm allowing y'all into my fantasy world. Okay. Um, so a lot of stuff that we're gonna be doing is going to be like a fantasy. And that's another reason why I'm also keeping this current phone that I'm on. It's so I can be able to create stuff on it and email it to myself and do what I gotta do. I'm trying not to cry because after I got finished mentioning all these artists who are not here with us, now I'm starting to feel sad. And I was not trying to do that. Uh, I feel like that Jagged. I think her name is Jagger Wright. I'm messing up her name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. She has so much information that people call her crazy. Don't call her lady crazy. She not crazy. I feel like the people who are delusional think that she's crazy. Jagger Wright, she was around that era. And before anybody wants to say, well, I think that Tamar's husband put a hit on Aaliyah. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. And don't even do it right there to my boy Vincent. Even Vincent said that he flew to Detroit and that Aaliyah also made him a lot of money. Okay? Um, so you can't really say that. We have a lot of evil people in this music industry, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. Vincent B. Herbert is not one. And for the ones who say, "Well, Q, I have a problem with Tony Braxton," they used to compare Tony Braxton to Anita Baker, but who can you really compare Aretha Franklin to? Nobody. And you can't even compare Tony Braxton really to Aretha Franklin because Aretha Franklin has a very distinct vocal range. For Anita Baker, her youngest child is my age, okay? Her eldest child is my sister's age. I believe Anita Baker is somewhere in her 60s. Cause I know she ain't nowhere up in her 80s. Um, because my when I was born, my grandmother, I think she was in her 50s, okay? My grandma back then wasn't trying to have no kids. She was already done. I got my four. I'm done. One girl, three boys. I'm done. I'm done. Okay, and thank God, Grandma, that you were done because if I wound up having a village for of nothing but uncles, you bet I'm gonna turn around there and ask where's the auntie at. Um, because I got three uncles and my mama, and that's about it. Okay. And even when I was like 1 and 2, I was begging for an auntie. From my grandparents because too many uncles, not enough aunties. Um, Anita Baker and for the foolishness. There is a lot of people saying that Anita Baker is hard to work with. I know because Anita Baker now owns the rights to all of her music. That's the only thing she wanted. She wanted she wanted to own the rights to her music. And I hate to get up off the topic. Hey, what's up? Hey, y'all, my homeboys up in the building. Um, Anita Baker. Let's talk about Anita Baker before I decide to end this live. Anita Baker wanted to own the rights to her music because a lot of it she wrote. Okay, a lot of stuff she wrote, and she wanted the rights to it, which she does. Which she fought Clyde. She took Clyde Davis' butt to court, and the court said give that woman back her stuff. So yeah, yeah. Hey Andre, good to see you streaming live again. Yeah, I'm just doing what I can do. Gotta get these views back up because my subscribers went down. So we gonna hop back on topic. Um, and she fought. The reason why she's a hard person to work with is because she doesn't like to be compared. And they should have never really compared her. Even Aretha Franklin. I'm gonna tell you how Aretha Franklin did Whitney Houston. Thank you. Aretha Franklin heard how Whitney Houston wanted singing her songs. She said, "Yeah, she sing good. She can sing good. Yeah, Whitney, she sings really good. She sings really good." It wasn't like, "Oh yeah, Whitney Houston sings awesome. She's fantastic. She could sing different ranges." No, because back during them times, the person who sang better than you was only like this. Mind you, Aretha Franklin got slapped by another artist, and I forget what the artist name is. I'm gonna have to look her up. Because Aretha Franklin did sound like her, and Aretha Franklin said, you know, I don't know what did I do wrong. They said nothing. She jealous, so you got to find your own voice. And what do you think she did? She found her own voice. I love, I love Patty. I love Patti LaBelle. But Patti LaBelle got a voice that can't nobody hit them notes. Gladys Knight got that tempo that can't nobody really reach. Cause they sang. Okay? Um, who else got that? Shaka Khan got a vocal you can't really hit. And way back then they used to say that Shaka Khan wasn't singing, she was screaming. Shaka Khan can do it all. She is rock and roll, she is R&B, she is dance, she is pop. Shaka Khan got it. Okay? Shaka Khan, she got it. Stephanie Mills has it. I'm talking about black artists right now. And let's be honest, and I know I'm probably gonna get heat about this. Um, I'm trying to think of this artist's name. Uh, 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 shoot. Diana Ross. Diana Ross, the reason why my girl Miss Gladys Knight got beef with you is because you yourself, sweetheart, you just messy. And you were trying to take money up out their pockets because you were sleeping with Barry Gordy. And it's not alleged you had this baby, but Ellis Ross daddy adopted her. But you'll see them on Facebook, I mean on Instagram, and she'd be like, happy birthday, daddy. And she's talking about Barry Gordy. Um, you just don't mess with somebody from Detroit, like, yeah, you just don't mess with somebody who's not. I'm not even gonna say no. No, I'll take that back. Gladys Knight is not from Detroit. Um, you don't mess with somebody from Georgia, even though she's not originally from Georgia. Uh, they always did go back to Georgia. You don't mess with somebody like that. Messing with somebody from Detroit, Michigan, Atlanta, Georgia, New York. The New Yorkers know how to fight. I'm gonna tell you that for a fact. Someone from Boston. You don't want to mess with anybody from Boston. Um, Cincinnati, California. People down there in California, yes, they know how to scrap. Okay. Um, Utah, any other state, you don't want to mess with them people, especially if the way how you were brought up was in this quiet little place. You understand? Is this to where you can just speak so quietly? Okay. Um, you you don't do that. And then on top of that, you trying to steal somebody's man, which and I say this because Diana Ross is known for stealing other people's husbands. Okay? Made this very clear. Dirty Diana, Michael Jackson wrote. It was about Diana Ross. I don't want y'all to just listen to the beat. Listen lyric for lyric. And Princess Diana thought it was about her, and Michael Jackson said no, it wasn't. And I wasn't going to sing that song because I did not want people to think that I was talking about you. On top of that, I feel like that, and this is my opinion, take it however you want. I feel like that Diana Ross, you were a groomer. And I say that because um Michael Jackson wanted to marry you and you were out of his league. Way out of his league. So I don't blame his mother saying no. I don't. Y'all give me one moment though. Hold on. Okay, I just had to go order my ride. Y'all start listening to some of these artists. Betty Wright, no pain, no gain. She knew what she was talking about too. But I want y'all to think about there are a lot of people who do not like Diana Ross. Um Why would you look at a little boy? Because that's what Michael Jackson was. Michael Jackson was a little boy. And try to persuade something that's not. You understand? You got this young man thinking everything else. Um, except what he needs to be thinking. I'm trying to figure out where I want to place y'all. Uh, all right. Um, y'all gotta think about that part. Um, like people, I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all want to hear people, and they have been talking about my girl Andy Stones. That when you think about her, she she like everybody auntie, and they'll say stuff about her about D'Angelo. Okay, like oh yeah, she groomed him. She's everybody's auntie. She aunt, you know. Um, that's the way how people look at her. I look at it like this. You gotta be grown enough to say some stupid shit like that. Um, but at the same time, I'm still looking into that part. So don't take that, whatever. But to heart or whatnot. But I'm just trying to say, um, how are you gonna take a Diana Ross song, which anybody can sing a Diana Ross song? That anybody can sing a Diana Ross song. Anybody. Like how anybody can technically sing an Al Green song, but sing it better than Al Green. I hate to say it, but Al Green got the same tone, um, and the same vocal range. He never do switch it up. But when you got grown ass women, like Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, Stephanie Mills, uh, 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 even Mariah Carey got a different vocal range. Celine Dion, yo, I'm missing. There's one lady. I cannot think of her name. She wanted to sing with Rick James. Uh, hold up. Where am I? I can look her up right now on my TV. Hold on. Oh snaps. Hold up. I cannot think of her name. All I know about typing Lisa Marie. There we go. Lisa Marie can hit any note. Lisa Marie can hit any note. And you would think Lisa Marie and Lisa Fisher hit any note. Any note. Why? Because after where I say, hold on. Let's type in Rick James real quick. I want to make sure I'm seeing her name right. I said Lisa Marie. I meant Tina Marie. Uh, Tina Marie can hit any note at any given time. And I don't give a flying fuck what nobody say. She can hit the notes. You would think that Tina was black. A lot of people used to think that Tina Marie was black. Tina Marie can hit any note better than a black person. Y'all, right now is foggy as hell. Hey, Cash. Good morning. Hey, I'm gonna miss you, buddy. I'm moving. Moving? Yeah, I'm moving. I'm gonna move back home with my parents for a little bit. It's alright. I'm gonna come by and come see them. Cause I'm still working out here, bitch. Hey, boy. Let me know if y'all want to breed them. Alright, and I'll come grab one. Alright. And I'll give y'all my number. Okay. Alright, cool. So, y'all. Um, that's how that going. Uh, but yeah, Tina Marie can hit any any sound, and I don't give a fuck what y'all say. How y'all feel about it? But I'm about to end this live here, y'all. I need to go activate my phones and my watch. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna let y'all go. Bye.